me hot. Yeah. Get me hot.
We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
All right, guys, we are live. Bro Talk Live. Look, I'm breathing up. He said, look, we're live. It's Bro Talk Live. I'm the host of the show today, Dex the One Stuckey, the host of the show today. Look, Jason is off, and I am slightly nervous. Like, I'm really nervous, but we have
I don't do this show every week.
But I don't do the other stuff though. So if the show is bad or if you guys don't like something, just know that Jason will be back next week. All right. So see, I already messed up something. There was something on the screen. There was something on the screen that wasn't supposed to be there. I'm already messing it up. Like, this is all right. So let me introduce you guys to the people we have on the show with us today. And if you guys listen on the podcast, then I'm okay because you didn't notice that messed up. All right, Ty, what's up, bro?
Hey, just looking forward to seeing what you did there, Dex. And I lost my glasses, so if I squint throughout the show, don't even worry about that.
Lord have mercy.
All right, Big Willie in the building. What's up?
This episode is like the time you go to church and they like, Pastor ain't here. Oh, okay.
And then we have a guest today. It's Real Live Dill. He is a podcast host himself. He hosts the Views from the Chair podcast.
You got it, bro.
Dylan, welcome to the show.
What's up, bro? I'm happy to join you. Long-time fan. It's been like a 4 year listen, so I'm pumped up to be here.
Okay. And if you guys take a look at the bottom, Dylan's ticker is down there. Just letting you guys know where you can find him on social media. Instagram, it's Real Live Deal. All right, guys, are you guys ready for a show?
Oh boy.
Completely produced by me. Like, I don't know why Jason felt the need to do this to me, but he did it. So let's get ready for it. Yeah, let's get ready for it.
Your comments already calling me light skin, bro. I am a white, yeah. I am a white.
How about the news? Okay. All right. The news is there. All right. So, guys, first things first, this week we're going to start off.
You got it, Dex. Just breathe.
We're going to
Just
start
breathe,
off
baby.
About the most important thing that's happening right now, and that's Miss Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, as you all know, she made headlines last week because she made some crazy claims concerning COVID, and she talked about how, like, she had a relative who had a friend whose balls got enlarged because of, the COVID situation, taking the COVID vaccination over there in Trinidad, and a lot of us said, like, Nicki, you sound crazy. You sound dumb. This is not a smart thing to be talking about. But not everybody agreed with that. There are some people who were okay with what Nicki was saying. Let's take a look.
Go ahead. What brings you here?
We are here because CDC has been lying to us for so long.
Nicki Minaj fans in Atlanta say they trust her medical advice about the COVID-19 vaccine.
Nicki, the queen of rap, stood up. Nicki, multiple platinum plaques, stood up and said, I'm questioning this vaccine, and we should all question this vaccine.
Fans even showed up to the Center for Disease Control headquarters on Wednesday in Druid Hills to show support for the platinum rapper's latest tweets.
This one is for the boys with the booming system, top down AC.
She claimed her cousin's friend in Trinidad had a bad reaction to the vaccine and his private.
All right, guys. Yeah, this is a priceless. So, Will, let's start with you. What do you think about the Nicki Minaj fans protesting outside of the CDC building?
Those people, he looks like he's ready for the 10-second tidy. I don't know that we ought to be listening to Nicki Minaj or any of these people. Nicki Minaj. No thanks, Lunette and Molly, Annette and her dolly on the big comfy couch. No, we don't want it.
Now, with that being said, Dylan, a lot of people were saying that, like it's okay for her to say like she's anti-vax or whatever, even though she didn't technically say she's anti-vax, but people are like, it's okay, like it's your freedom of speech. What do you think about that?
Nah, bro, I thought it was interesting though, because she didn't necessarily say she wasn't going to get the vax. She said down the line she probably is going to grab because she's going on tour and shit.
Yeah.
And that fan base didn't look like motherfucking Nicki Minaj fans. They look like fucking weirdos. So I don't know where that went. But to her credit, if I hear somebody had 12 balls and can't have kids and their wife left them on the motherfucking altar, then I'll probably double question the vax as well. No, don't nobody want to go out like that, bro.
I think that's the issue, though. She put that out there.
He had a sexually transmitted disease and was doing his thing, and then came on the vaccine. Oh, I wasn't cheating. I got that vaccine, remember?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. That's what he sounded like.
He didn't have a sexual relation with that vaccine.
It's not the clap, it's the vax. I love that out. Good for him.
Another big thing that happened over the weekend were the Emmys. Show of hands, who watched the Emmys? Honestly, I thought it would be nobody. So the Emmy Awards were this past weekend, and there was something that really trended, and that was a hashtag Emmy So White. There's a couple
Shocking.
Huh?
Shocking.
There's a couple of tweets that we just put up on the screen just now that shows, like, Variety. They said Emmy So hashtag Emmy So White. The Emmy Awards were unable to capitalize on his historic and diverse nomination field, with all major acting trophies going to white actors. A Twitter user said, "Black host, black announcer, hell, even black music. We doing everything but winning." And then finally 50 Cent jumped into it, and he said, "Listen, the Emmys still has separate bathrooms for color folks. I'm going to put the NAACP awards on at the same time and F their numbers up. They should really fear me. I play different." Dylan, as a white man, how do you feel about, I promise I did not put you on here just because you were white and talk about this story, but I think it's one of those things that kind of makes sense. And I feel like on this show, we talk about things like this often, but we never have anybody speak from the other side.
You want the token white reaction to that?
No, I just want your reaction naturally, however you feel.
Bro, I mean, honestly, I saw it and I wasn't necessarily surprised. I mean, I feel like the Emmys probably nominated a bunch of black people to kind of look good, but they didn't really have an intention of picking anybody, or it doesn't necessarily mean that they appreciate the artwork or the acting or whatnot.
That was very politically correct.
Yeah, you want a funny answer?
No, I didn't. I wanted your genuine answer. I didn't know how you genuinely felt about it. Ty, what do you think?
White people keep asking if you're white.
I am white. Yeah, I'm a white. 100%.
I'm a white.
It's okay to be white. I don't like that. That's like, as a white man, how do you feel about this? That was kind of
tell me your perspective from a white body. All right, bro, I got you. White people ain't shit. It's nothing new.
When I put this on the podcast, I'm gonna edit that part out because I feel like I sound crazy.
Nah, you good, bro. You're good.
No, I don't know. I really think we need to start valuing. We just have to put more value in the stuff that we make. Like I just like, oh, you don't have an Emmy, we don't have an Emmy. It's like one of them things. Like we can't keep caring about that because like why is the Emmy valued more than the other stuff that you won? That your little image awards and all the stuff you're getting that show that your work is appreciated. The fact that people are showing up, the fact that people are watching your movies, like it shows that you appreciate it. We have to stop valuing things that don't value us back, and they're really that simple.
Yeah, I did think the part that 50 Cent threw in about the NAACP was a little odd, the NAACP awards, because like they've been around forever, and it's like now you want to like talk about them and like praise them or whatever because you're mad at somebody else. That doesn't make sense.
Super feedback. Can somebody mute? What is that? Is that just my computer? Did I pay the bill?
No, I think it might be somebody else.
Wasn't Bill though. Bill was muted this time, and so I know it wasn't my computer.
But also at the Emmys, there was somebody else that had something to say. So Seth Rogen spoke out about COVID, but basically we're in the midst of a pandemic and we're still having this award show. And this is what he had to say.
I'm surprised. Is it WAP or WAP? I don't know. Anyway, good to be here at the Emmy Awards. Let me start by saying there is way too many of us in this little room. What are we doing? They said this was outdoors. It's not. They lied to us. We're in a hermetically sealed tent right now. I would not have come to this. Why is there a roof? It's more important that we have 3 chandeliers than that we make sure we don't kill Eugene Levy tonight. That is what has been decided. This is insane. I went from wiping my groceries to having Paul Bettany sneeze in my face. So, that's a big week. Anyone's going to sneeze in my face, Paul. I want it to be you. All right. That's all the jokes I wrote. Here are the nominees for supporting...
So there's that. I do like, though, as far as Seth Rogen goes, that he was able to speak up and say something about like the obvious. But what did you guys think about that?
Let me tell you something. There are several issues with that whole thing. Like, all right, they all had to be vaxxed, but like legitimately the world is burning and they're like Marie Antoinette, oh, well, let them eat cake. We're going to go over here and we're going to celebrate like this mediocrity. No offense to Ilan. This mediocrity that is just like white embracing and snatching up this black culture. Again, no black writers won. No black actors won. No black anybody won. They just played black music, ate up this black culture. Like at some point, the blacks have got to get from under the thumb of this white people, and stop, for real. Like, we've got to stop looking for this white validation. They don't want, the only thing they want is our culture. Get away from that. You don't need an Emmy. Like, okay, I'm Emmy. You don't need a damn Emmy. Go do your own thing. The Image Award, that's the problem. But Will,
this part was about COVID.
No, he came in hot though.
Well, I know this part was about COVID, but I neglected to chime in on all of that.
Well, I purposely didn't give you time to chime in.
I know you did. Guess what? I'm going to backtrack and backpedal so y'all can get this black nationalism all in your ears. I don't care.
Listen,
right.
the views and what's our statement that we'll be?
Let me go ahead.
However, comma, the views do not, and they don't even necessarily reflect my personal views. Okay,
you said it.
That don't mean I believe it.
He looked kind of awkward up there. I mean, he's like, does he not do stand up?
Did you hear like when he was talking, like you would hear him like kind of like slurping the spit back up? It was almost kind of one of those things where like you could tell he was like nervous about what he was saying, but he wanted to get it off.
Nervous and awkward. But I'm used to him in movies and stuff. I don't know if he does stand up, so that might be it. But it was, and he looked weird. Not bad, but just different.
I can relate to that nervous and awkward situation when hosting. All right. So let me give you guys the lowdown on Jason. So like, obviously I said that he's out because he's celebrating a family event. Like, that's not true. The real reason that Jason is out is because last week he spoke, or the week before last, he spoke on this platform about how terrible Fat Joe is going to beat Ja Rule when it comes to the verses. And he was 100% wrong. There's nobody on this earth that will tell you or lie to you and say that Fat Joe won that verses. He lost. In fact, the only winner there was Ashanti. But that versus sparked a lot of controversy, and it sparked a lot of conversation, specifically between hip-hop legends Jermaine Dupri and Diddy. So as soon as the verses was over, Jermaine Dupri jumped on social media and he said, someone let Diddy know I'm at the Garden right now, and he's got to get some training from me. Diddy, who also goes by Love right now, said, beloved, you my N-word, but your arms are too short to box with God. You ain't got enough hits. I'll smash you with just Biggie and Mary. But I do have the utmost respect on you as a musical legend. Dre, the only one that can in the ring with me. The two of them then decided to give Fat Joe some love and go live with him on social media. And here is that, a little bit of that exchange.
Hey, yo.
Yesterday's price is not today's
you're doing some 6ix9ine shit right now. You trolling. You can't fuck with me, shorty. Hey, yo, shorty, you can't fuck with me. Don't play around, nigga.
Hey, you know if you want to have a dance contest, I'll bust your ass in that too. You know what I do to you on that dance floor. Don't do that. Don't call Divine. Don't call no niggas in Atlanta. You know what I do to you. Let's go.
Hey, Hey, I'll kick you. Hey, yo, JG, I'll kick you in your leg, JG. I'll kick you in your leg before I let you beat me.
We talked about this a little bit before the show started, guys. If they went over hit, who do you think will win between Jermaine Dupri and Diddy?
That's so First of all, that little conversation was like the drunk aunties sniggling at the cookout. Like, that's not giving what it was supposed to give. That's number one. Number two, Diddy would mop anything with JD. He don't even have to go to Biggie. All he's got to do is pull out Mary hits, and he will mop the floor. He will mop all of Atlanta with JD.
Dylan, as a recording artist yourself.
Come on, bro, don't do that. Don't do that.
What do you
bro,
think?
it's crazy. It's crazy because the clip you played, it ended up getting real intense afterwards. And Diddy said he was going to choke him up if they kept playing with him and whatnot. But initially, I thought Jermaine had some hits for him because he produced most of the Mariah album that came back out, and then he produced the Confessions album. But Diddy started playing snippets and whatnot. It wouldn't be a shot, bro. Jermaine don't got enough hard rap Jones for verses.
Now, Jermaine did play. Diddy did play a Mary J. Blige song, and then Jermaine clapped back on Twitter or Instagram and was like, "I don't see you listed as a producer or writer on this song, so like you probably can't play that one." So like, it's weird with Diddy though, because like we think he's attached to so much stuff, but like, did he really write or produce these songs that we put on his tab? Like, did he do it?
He did. Look at them checks and look at what they got. He did that. He stole up all that money. So he did.
Now, another thing that's been fairly big too that I didn't really include as a topic on the show just because I thought it was a little silly, but people are asking right now, people are asking right now, is Drake currently better than Michael Jackson? Like, Drake right now in his prime, is he better than Michael Jackson? And hear me out. Billboard was kind of the ones who asked this question, and currently Drake has 9 songs on the top 10 Billboard list. Like, Drake has been killing it. Drake has more #1 Billboard hits than Michael Jackson does. Michael Jackson actually comes second after Drake as far as Billboard hits. Like, what do you guys think about that?
How many Grammys does Drake have? How many Grammys did Michael Jackson get? Thank you. Case closed. We're moving on.
Well, we still have to keep it open because we just talked about how we don't want that type of validation for the work that we put out. So,
we're going to discuss Billboard.
We have to consider some other markers to see. To give it some serious thought. Like, we can't just automatically say, "No, you ain't shit," just because it's Michael Jackson. I mean, let's give it some thought. I mean, what other markers are there?
There are no. Are we really having this conversation?
We are writing credits, records sold. What other things are there? I mean, we have to consider.
Look at Michael Jackson's. Look at the catalog Mike owns. What does Drake own? The conversation is over. Michael Jackson owns the Beatles. In his death, he owns Eminem.
How does it make him better than Drake?
Y'all are playing tonight. Y'all playing tonight.
Him having the money to buy the Beatles doesn't. I don't think that gives him a feather in his cap. To be honest with you, like, that doesn't really do anything.
Y'all got it. I'll be back when this is over.
I've never really been a big Michael Jackson fan. I think I'm about the only person.
I'm not listening to nobody catalog that cuddles with little boys, so I don't even want to really be in a debate for real.
Yeah, I'm not a big Michael Jackson fan, to be honest.
Michael Jackson on record cuddling with little white kids. That shit is weird.
I know it's like a piece of your black card taken away, but I just
Is it?
I think so. That's what
Dylan, you definitely just lost your black card talking about Michael Jackson. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Michael Jackson is on motherfucking a documentary talking about why don't you climb trees like me? I let little boys sleep in the room with me. They come to visit. They sleep on my floor. They sleep in my bed. I sleep on the floor.
Y'all are not answering the question.
Even if he didn't fuck the little kids,
like, you guys are going.
Even if Michael Jackson never touched the little boys or whatnot, he slept in the room with them. That shit is crazy. He was sleeping with little kids in the room. Even if he ain't touched the babies, that shit is weird. I'm not listening to Drake's on a motherfucking run. Drake's on like a 20 run. I like Drake over. It's looking good.
Jason, help me.
We're talking about talent. What talent? That man was cuddling with babies, dog.
No, Them people got on that TV and said that they lied for the money. I don't want to hear.
Man, that was one documentary. I'm talking about it.
That is not.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to
That is
move
not
into
it.
political
Mike Jackson did not
saying that shit.
I'm not losing control of my show.
Michael Jackson did not do it, and I'm not going to let you sit there.
You see, I stopped talking. I'm good. All right, y'all.
We are moving to the political segment of the show. All right, guys. So this past week, this is a little bit more serious. This past week, one of the big things that came out were border control individuals were at the border in Texas, and they were rounding up Haitian immigrants with horses and what is believed to be whips. And a lot of people were obviously very upset about that, and a lot of people had like a lot of different opinions about it. One of the big things that came out of that is the White House. They spoke out about it, and they said we can't think of any type of situation. This is the press secretary who said we can't think of any situation where this would make sense, or this would be the right thing to do. And then they caught up with the vice president, Kamala Harris.
Would want to give them if we met people like Jamie. So
Madam Vice President, do you have any reaction to the Border Patrol agents using horse reins to rein in Haitian migrants down at the southern border?
What I saw depicted about those individuals on horseback treating human beings the way they were is horrible. And I fully support what is happening right now, which is a thorough investigation into exactly what is going on there. But human beings should never be treated that way, and I'm deeply troubled about it, and I'll also be talking with Secretary Mayorkas today about it.
And just as your role as, stemming migration from Central America, are you also going to be looking into, looking at migration issues in Haiti as well?
Well, listen, the whole point is that we have to understand Haiti. I mean, talk about a country that has just experienced so much tragedy, that has been about natural disasters, the head of state assassinated, and we really have to do a lot more to recognize that as a member of the Western Hemisphere, we've got to support some very basic needs that the people of Haiti have.
All right, so that was Kamala Harris talking about that she doesn't really reiterate what the White House is saying. She doesn't really understand like why that would be happening, but she did say something that I thought was a little interesting when she said that we need to support those basic needs. And that's one of the things that a lot of people have issues with, because as Americans, like, immigration is obviously an issue that a lot of us like feel strongly about. And so many people feel strongly about that Fox News had to get their 2 cents in on this as well. So here you guys go.
Well, first, Martha, I think this is just another example of reporters writing and talking about things that they have no idea what they're talking about. If you know anything about Western horse riding, you know that those are reins, they are not whips. And yet you had Democratic operatives tweeting out these photos, and reporters jumped all over them and sent it all the way up to the White House yesterday, with Jen Psaki answering a question yesterday. And she said, I don't have all of the context to the situation, but I'm not sure what the context would be for this to happen. Well, first of all, it didn't happen. These Border Patrol agents should be thanked for defending the country, for carrying out their job, to doing their duty to protect the country as people come into the country illegally and break the laws and resist arrest and refuse to take orders to not come over into the United States without permission and without legalization. And you had Jen Psaki repeating this vicious lie, and now they're saying that they want an investigation. And very clearly, these were not whips. These illegal immigrants were not being whipped in the river. They are being told to step back from an international border. I think that this whole thing has been desensitized in the sense that people think this is an issue of police brutality, or maybe things are just getting out of hand. We are talking about the sovereignty of a country here. And people seem to be offended that Border Patrol agents were simply doing their job, and now the White House wants an investigation into these patriotic, dutiful men who are protecting Del Rio, Texas, from an onslaught of illegal immigration. And then you have the State Department yesterday issuing a statement saying, well, I've talked to the Prime Minister of Haiti and indicated that it's very dangerous for migrants, illegal migrants, to come into the country. Well, where is the statement saying we're going to protect American communities on the border from this kind of onslaught of behavior and from refugee camps that are being set up inside of their communities, which of course leads to crime, which leads to health issues that we've seen, people not being tested for COVID. And again, the White House speaking out on an issue which they claimed at the beginning they actually didn't have full context on. So these agents have.
All right, guys, I'm going to turn her off at request by our listeners. They're saying turn her off. They don't want to hear her anymore. Will, you are Haitian, aren't you?
Can y'all? Can we break this down? Like, can we start with Kamalama Ding Dong? I want to start there with Kamala the Mamala, right? Because are you also asleep? Is this just like you have to be asleep in order to work in Joe Biden's White House? Are you not seeing what's going on? Did you not see? Like, it looks like South Carolina under Robert E. Lee. Like, this is absolutely insane. And you've got Janine Pirro there watching the horse knock people into the people. They are literally wrangling people like beasts. And she's like, that absolutely didn't happen. That's not what this is. I mean, what do you
Yeah. Well, just for clarification, are you Haitian?
Let me ask you.
Haitian.
I'm sorry.
Aren't you? Like, people are in the comments saying, "Is Will Haitian?" And I thought that you were. Am I wrong?
No,
Will ain't Haitian.
Oh, I thought he was. Okay, Ty, how do you feel about that? What do you think? Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second.
I got a little hungry. I think he's a Dominican and black. I'm sorry. Perhaps William is Haitian. Go to somebody else. I'm trying to gather myself.
I guess you are.
What are you scarfing on this throat?
Dylan, did you have anything on this one?
Yeah, bro. I thought it was a little nasty. Obviously, I'm not going to speak on it too much because a white man talking about whips and whatnot is a little taboo.
Well, she said they weren't whips.
Bro, them shits was whips, and that shit was nasty, and you can't deny pictures or film. That shit's fucked up. And I thought it was kind of nasty, too, with Kamala Harris, because, like, they was real passionate about the Mexican border and the teen camps and whatnot, and then this shit comes on, and she kind of, like, deflected a little bit and acted like it was, like, she acknowledged it was a big deal, but she didn't have, like, that fire in her to say, like, yo, that shit's fucked up. It's not going to happen no more. This can't happen under our watch. I was hoping she came in with that kind of stuff, but she didn't. And then Fox comes on, and they really missed the opportunity to flip on the Democrats, and instead they doubled down on some racist shit, which isn't surprising, but it was a good way to win the middle ground, and they completely missed that. So, shitty situation all around.
This White House is never, ever going to stand hard on any issues like that. They're just not going to do it. Like, she's not going to say anything like that, and I'm not expecting that from her or Joe Biden, really.
You think they're just stuck in the middle ground too much?
They're going to try to middle ground their way through this whole entire 4 years or however long they got left.
Because at some point you do kind of have to stand for something, and it does seem like when it comes to student loans,
goddamn thing.
Yeah, and it's just
you really accomplish anything if you just stay in the middle on everything?
I don't think they plan on accomplishing anything.
Just coast through.
Like they're skating. They're just kind of skating through.
They just wanted Joe Biden in there so that he could add that to his resume and say he was the president.
Their objective to me was to get us back to a spot where racism was a little bit more furtive, and I think that's the only real thing that they wanted to accomplish. Where it's like it was, because it was getting a little ridiculous, right? Like, people were out here. I mean, people are still out here doing it, but at least it's not coming from the White House. They needed some like middle ground, regular person to like say half normal stuff, but get out there and say really stupid shit when it comes to talking about issues. They like just kind of speak around them. It's like, oh yeah, we like, what do you guys think about this issue? We think all humans deserve rights. Like, we didn't ask you that.
I thought Biden and Kamala were pretty progressive, like running with issues like this. Like they not obviously like conservative in comparison to Bernie or AOC or whatnot. But like with stuff like this, like human rights, he really like ran on that type shit. I didn't necessarily think he was going to do a bunch, but like to see people actually get whipped in fucking 2021 on camera, on tape, and they come out with like a mediocre response and not get fired up at all, I feel like you're losing your base.
I think so too.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they're losing their base. I think they have their base. They wanted covert racism, and that's who they're pandering to. Like, I don't think that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they're losing their base at all. Like, they are pandering to the people that put them in office. Like, there's no way that the same man that helped Bill Clinton and all those other people do mass incarceration, there's no way that he was going to, like, I have an issue, especially for politicians in America that want to shove other countries down our throat when Flint, Michigan still doesn't even have clean water.
Yeah, facts.
Like, can we, like, how about we fix what's wrong in America? What's wrong? We literally went through a pandemic. Not one person paid student loans, and the government, the financial government, did not collapse. There was no financial collapse. Like, we lived just fine.
I love that we saw
the woman. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I love that we saw the woman on Fox News give this whole thing, and nobody cared about what she says because she sounded ridiculous. And we immediately went to the source and like, Kamala, like, you literally said both things at the same time. You said, I don't know why anybody will be doing this, but also we got to help these people out. Like, which one is it? Because it can't be both.
I do agree a little bit with Dylan that Joe Biden and them are losing a portion of their base that got them in there, because like a lot of the voters that came over, like those people are not going to vote for them again. I doubt Democrats will be able to hold the White House after this.
They should have voted for Pocahontas. That's what they should have done. They had student loans.
And real quick, when you say they wouldn't vote for them again, they would not vote for them again.
100%. Democrats are losing the black vote, and they're losing the left, like hipster white vote. So like, Joe Biden's not playing it progressive enough to really retain the college-educated white group.
He's not. Yeah, he like they had an opportunity to at least do some things. And I don't think they're doing any of the things that the people put them in really care a whole lot about. Like this whole middle ground thing we're playing. Like when you have to respect Republicans in one way. And it's that when they get up there and say the dumb shit that they're about to do, they're about to do it. And like when they got up there and they promised all types of bullshit, they at least attempted to do a lot of it. Yeah. And so they're going to be holding the White House for the foreseeable future.
Listen,
so you are dependent on the government to help you out. So I got news for you. It ain't
happening. They told y'all they was going to stop them abortions and put y'all back on the plantation on their way.
Speaking of things,
they stopped abortions before they stopped student loans. That shit is nuts.
Speaking of things that people are stopping and telling us and wanting to do, it's time for questions.
I got a question. I got a question.
Bill?
All righty, folks. I am back, and I hope y'all got the same energy y'all had last week when I was out doing my duty. It is time for Q&A. Let's see what topics we have here tonight. Sometime today, because now it's
a bitch.
People can see my eye trailing off. Okay, we've got Crooked Smile. What's yours is mine, not mine's. Crabs in a Barrel and WWK.
All right, guys, what do you guys think? Crooked Smile. What's yours is mine. I think my co-producer wrote it like that on purpose. Crooked Smile. What yours is mine. Crabs in a Barrel. WWKD.
It doesn't say. I mean, did I not just read that? I'm sorry.
With WWK.
Okay. What's yours? It be mine.
That's which one you guys want to do?
Yeah. Nobody.
Have you read them decks? Which ones are good?
Just pick whichever you want. They're all good.
I love this part of the show, man. Pick whatever. I'm just happy to be here.
Dylan, you're the guest. You pick one.
Let's go. What's yours is mine's.
Okay.
All right. I met this guy on Facebook about 4 months ago, and I knew he had a girlfriend. She posts all the time on Facebook. They attend shows together, go out to eat, and just have fun. Honestly, he's a fine-looking guy. And I looked at her, and it's like, what the hell does he see in her? They didn't look compatible, so I found him on Facebook and hit him up on the DL. He hit me back, and we've been hooking up for a couple months now. He told me they're from a little town down south, and they've been dating since the 9th grade. He's a really nice guy, and I'll say it again. He's fine. We've talked about him dumping her, and he doesn't want to do it right now. I think I'm falling in love with him, girl. They don't have kids, and I think it's every woman for herself, and I'm going for it. You can ask the people, but I know what I'm going to do. I'm going for mine. Are you guys supporting women or hating?
What the
fuck? You trying to disguise that as support? Why don't you get your little nasty gutter snipe self on out of here?
How do you end with that question after what you just said? Like, how does that work?
She let you know what time. She let you know what time it was.
Are you supporting women or are you hating? Because you got on there and said she was ugly and you wanted to steal her man, and then proceeded to do so. Although I'm a firm believer you can't steal a man. So if he's walking his ass off, then hey.
Not only that, she's falling for the whole. I'm a leaver. I promise, baby. I'm a leaver.
It ain't happening.
Oh, it's thrown in the book. Yeah, when it's convenient, I'm gonna leave her. Fuck out of here. If he wants you, he'll leave her and come get you. Easy as that. And that's wild. She's like insecure enough to be like his girlfriend's ugly, which obviously he's got some flaws. Then why is he with the ugly John? And why do you want him? I do like the woman empowerment.
Forever, so look, I am one of those people, minus my own personal life. I don't think you should let anything stand in the way of your happiness. Not even her wedding ring.
Yeah, till homegirl start coming to her woman to woman and cat to cat.
Oh, she coming to her. So if you want to listen to our advice here, we are going to go ahead and just hate on women in this situation because that's silly what you're trying to do. All right, guys, what do you want to do next?
What's this WWK about?
What's that mean? Yeah, let's do that one. What is that?
I am under, not you underneath. I'm underneath two women, Karens, and they're absolutely horrific to deal with. They treat me as if I'm stupid, and they're always asking to speak to someone higher when they're supposed to be speaking to me. It makes me feel small and insignificant. They give me weird looks while I'm talking as if I'm speaking a foreign language. If you were in my position, how would you handle this? I'm a black man. They are white women. I'm not sure I understand the context of this.
I don't understand exactly what.
I think that basically, like, he's working with under two people he's working under two women, and like they kind of undermined him, or like they maybe do or say things that make him feel like less than. Truthfully, like I think that's a form of intimidation. I don't think that anything they could do or say it's a you thing overall. I don't think it's them. I think it's you. I think you have to focus more on like yourself and like bettering yourself and like answering questions and like, you know, being more confident in yourself. I really wouldn't go down that whole Karen route and try to like look into it as a racial thing. I would really look at it as a self-confidence thing.
That shit's probably a racial thing, bro.
I mean, how do I answer this? Because you know, I am somebody's principal. Realistically, I think I agree with Dex almost 100%. Right. You have to focus on yourself, your own abilities, because if you start going down that rabbit hole, realistically, there's going to be no win for you there. Like you have to. I mean, I'm not necessarily prove yourself, but you have to like be confident in what you're doing. And once you have something that can't be shaken, it doesn't matter what they say or do. Just like do your thing, focus on your work, focus on your own goals. Like you can't like, oh, they look at me like I'm stupid. I mean, maybe they're just confused about what you're saying. I mean, who knows and who cares? Like you have to focus on your own work.
I also agree. I'll take a step further.
With who?
With the collective. I will go ahead with the majority on this opinion. I'll go a step further though. I don't think, like Dex said, it's a you thing. It doesn't matter how many people look at you weird or strange. Like if you know what you know, then you know what you know and you stand on that. People will only do to you what you allow them to do. So at the point you start stopping some of that nonsense, I guarantee it won't happen.
Yeah, that's why I sounded as smart as Will when I said mine. Yeah, what Will said.
Let's do one more. Which one you pick?
Crooked Smile.
I'm just not in that crabs in the barrel stuff. I hate when people say that.
Does it bother you if your partner doesn't go to the dentist? My boyfriend and I have been dating for 2 years now. He's never gone to the dentist. His teeth are fine, but this feels weird. Am I being dramatic? okay, you wrote this because you knew that we are anal about teeth on this show. Like you knew that we cared about teeth. You have to take care of your teeth because that legitimately translates into other things like your heart health, like the health of your gums, the health of your mind, like legitimately the health of your body. If you're kissing somebody in the mouth that doesn't care about their mouth, that means you don't care about your mouth either. And
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with him.
We
I think you should.
advocate for going to the dentist and getting your teeth cleaned and all that other good stuff. Slapping braces on your teeth for 5 years, those types of things that we do. Yeah, those are our suggestions. I don't know if you're being dramatic or not. I get with the I guess you should just talk to him. Maybe with the pandemic, he missed a couple of appointments, but
for 2 years,
listen.
Please get into the fold of things now, and I think he'll be okay. So just talk to him.
Well, if they have questions, what do they do? You got to do this perfectly too, because I've been practicing. Okay.
If you have if you have questions for us, please submit them at www.brotalklive.com/questions. Dex,
Jason and Company, yo.
This is
much better than the original. I love it.
This is Dexter and Company for 1 week only. I am so impressed that I was able to get that transition so smooth just there. All right, so guys, this is the part. So look, this is the part of the show where we do the video. So like, there's a couple different things that Jason, he puts up different videos and we vote like what's better or whatever. All right. Let's get started. So guys, the first category is what hurts more. Ready?
Sound it out.
Winter.
Okay, that was number one. Number
Poor
two.
Tony.
Obviously, I produced this show because we're going to go to wrestling.
I like the view.
That is a KO dropkick if ever I've seen one.
Which one of those hurt more?
The first one hurt more because the second one didn't actually happen.
Yeah, how did they fake that, Dex?
Why do you guys think they'd be faking it? Like, you cannot fake a kick in the face.
I think she killed her.
Yeah, it was a double foot kick off the top rope. That shit looked brutal. Like, how are they faking that?
You don't fake somebody getting kicked in the face.
They figured it out.
I like the view.
That is
It's no figuring that out. She kicked that woman in the face.
Clean in the face too.
Yeah, that shit hurt more because the pony slide was kind of clean for real. They recovered well.
Yeah, but them hips probably didn't recover well.
That
And
lady
you
just
know
got
they
dropped
didn't.
by a chubby lady from the top rope. That shit hurt.
Now there's a new pint of glue on the way.
Are we serious right now? No woman did not kick that lady in that face.
Okay.
That's because you ain't got no glasses on. Ty, put your glasses on.
I can't find them. I'm asked out tomorrow if I can't find them.
All right, guys. Who has the better moves here out of these two categories here? Okay. Okay, let's get tested number one. All right, guys. Who had the better
First of
moves?
all, I feel like she worked hard on that dance, which is a shame. I think Roland Trey had the better one.
What? What did you call him?
I think Roland Trey had the better move.
I just
Not Roland Trey. All right, guys, and then finally, which kid would you rather take out of the two of these Rugrats?
Hello.
Can you tell Can you tell Tamir that I'm not positive anymore? Cause he flicked me off and said "fuck you," cause I told him.
Well, Tamir's not here. He flicked you off and said "fuck you."
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna get on his butt when he get back home. Okay. He's
It's
not
nice
here.
to see a mother that has sense.
Of course.
It's nice to see a mother that has sense. Yep.
Yes, I'm definitely going to get on.
See you later.
All right.
I love how nasty that little boy is.
Because you know he's raised by his grandma. All right, and then
I'm not positive anymore. What, boy?
Kid number 2.
Not even a street nigga. You want to be a street nigga. Got all the guns, but you ain't gonna shoot nothing. All the guns, but you ain't gonna shoot nothing. I'll slap you, ain't gonna do nothing. Cause you weak. You don't fight. You think you hard. You're not hard. You're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. Shot all the guns, but you ain't gonna shoot nothing.
What makes you think that? What makes you think I'm not gonna shoot
You a sweet nigga. You a sweet nigga.
Who told you, your mama?
You a ladies man.
What? Man, I'm a real P around here, bro. Ain't nothing sweet.
These girls play you, boy. They play you like a video.
Oh, y'all not laughing.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all are not laughing.
Y'all
actually said now this child needs a whooping immediately.
See, that's because he ain't going for business.
Why was he in the front seat?
I was trying to look to see if that was a voiceover. Like, is that real?
That's that little boy that's the little boy that got that Halloween video, like "Happy Halloween, all you ugly."
half of y'all don't even need no mask. You ugly.
I'll wait till Halloween. I'm posting it.
So which kid would you guys pick?
That
you said you don't believe in discipline, so
At all?
That's what he said.
At all?
You mean like physical discipline, or you don't believe in timeouts?
Did you not say you don't believe in disciplining kids?
I don't believe in whoopings. I don't discipline my kids. I don't believe in whoopings now.
Yeah.
Oh no, I feel that. It's like a big buildup from whooping your kid, and then it reinforces the thought process that if somebody does you wrong, that you have to use physical violence. I'm on board with that. I might beat my kids.
Sometimes you do. See, that's why people get away with all kinds of foolishness, because ain't nobody out here putting blood in nobody else's mouth.
Nah, if you riding in the front seat talking to me like that, I'd whoop your little ass though. That little kid would have got fucked up for me. You big enough in the front seat, you big enough for a whooping.
That's very obvious that's the way they do things in their household.
Like consistently.
Yeah, that's not like he's not filming that out of like, oh, I'm so shocked this is happening.
Right.
Like, you're like, you got on them guns, you ain't no real nigga. Like that's how they talk.
And I'm not insulted by being called a ladies' man. That's a weird culture they got in that household.
But you notice he said,
I'm good with the ladies. Oh God. Oh, that's the insult. You don't shoot your guns and you're good with the ladies. It sounds like a success to me. Sorry, buddy.
Right. They would like to know how you would deal with that child.
Nothing.
Let him express himself.
So guys, I was kind of trying to stall because I didn't have something pulled up and I can't stall any longer. So we're just gonna have to go ahead and move on to Dex's BS report that I don't have a graphic for. All right, so Dex's BS report. I tell 3 stories. 2 of these stories are true. 1 of these stories is false. It's up to these guys here and you guys in the comments to let me know what's true and what's false. All right, so if you have bought chicken in the past decade, there is a good chance that you are entitled to some compensation. There's an issue going around with chicken where it's been contaminated. And if, like I said, if you purchase some, you get to get a little bit of compensation for that. Sorry, I'm just pulling my thing back up.
Don't worry.
There was two men in Mississippi where I was born who saw a sign on the car that said free car ride. So two men jumped in the car and took it for a little joyride, and it came out that that car was actually stolen. No, sorry, it came out that there was actually a dead body in the back of that car. And then finally,
like, are you making this up as you go? Like, I feel like you're making these stories up like as you go.
No, I'm serious. I have it right there. I have it right here. And then finally, there is going to be another COVID vaccination issue. If you are not COVID vaccinated by October 31st, there's a good chance that your kids will not be able to go Halloween trick-or-treating. Companies or grocery stores are being asked to check for vaccinations when people are buying candy during the month of October. All right, guys, what's true and what is a lie?
All of this is a lie in some way. And there's something flying out. Are you okay? Are you okay? That's the lie.
Yeah, you having a panic attack, bro.
I think I'm so happy that I did such an amazing job with this show today.
You're trying to push through, and it's just not happening.
I'm saying, like, what's going on?
Yeah, you're having a whole panic attack, bud. Are you okay? Jesus,
I'm good. What's true? What's a lie?
We can end this.
Like, what's going on with you, Dex? Like, is the allergies kicking? Like,
wait, my thing just loaded up. So you guys are going to get this because I took the time to edit it. So you guys are going to get it. The lie is the last story. They're not doing COVID vaccinations for people who are, you know,
yeah, you could just buy candy on Amazon.
That's a lie.
I said
but you guys got to see this because I put it together.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then your talking don't matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling, patent pockets. We take the dollar, dollar, can a damn soul stop it.
Here comes the new kid on the block. Hold on your bets, here's where the buck stops. See, first of all, I'm stepping out on my.
I just had to get that out there because I spent.
You love the McMahons so much. Look at you.
You know what it is.
Look
Shane,
great, bud.
Come on, man. That's Shane.
Look great.
Little
All right, guys,
raggedy
and then
Shane.
we said it again.
Old raggedy Shane.
Yeah, old raggedy Shane.
Time for seats.
Greetings, Earthlings. We thank you for hanging around with us for this long. We're about to wrap this show up, so it's time for seats. Dexter, you've been doing a great job today. We know that you were very nervous about this, so we want to congratulate you on producing your first show without your main man, Jason. So give them that. So we'll go ahead and give you the honor.
We'll put some claps in the comment section. Put them claps in the comment section.
Yeah, you sound like you're at a concert.
We will give you the honor of giving the first seat on your first produced show.
Okay, so my seat's gonna go to the post office. I moved recently to a. What do you put that face for? I moved recently to a new apartment, so like it's like okay, go ahead and change your address and all that stuff like that. So I went to the post office and I put in a change of address form, and then she's like, you need to do a whole mail form too. So I did them both. And then she's like, but it's gonna take 3 weeks before it shows up. I'm like, oh well, I kind of need it to be done now, and she's like, no, it's gonna take 3 weeks. I'm like, okay. So there is stuff coming. People are really clever. So there's stuff coming the whole apartment that I need. So I'm like, I go on Saturday. I go to the post office. Actually, I call the post office near my old neighborhood, and they're like, no, like this isn't the post office that services you. So I'm like, okay. So I go down the street to the other one, and they were like, okay, cool. Like you could do it here, but you have to refill out everything because you should have done it here instead of the other post office because that's not your typical one or whatever. Long story short, the United States Postal Service is ridiculous consistently, and you guys have to be seated.
That's old Louis DeJoy's doing. You need to go ahead and sit the Postmaster General.
And I want to seat the apartment complex because when you go to try to change it online, it doesn't read the unit that I was in. And when I asked the lady at the first one who had me put all those forms in that were unnecessary, she said, oh, maybe it was a building or a business before, and that's why you can't do it. And I'm like, okay, maybe that makes sense. But when I went to the other one, they were like, that woman knew nothing about what she was talking about. We're sorry that you're not going to get your mail for quite some time. Who's next?
I have a seat. It's a small seat. So when I'm driving, right, and I see people and they have like multiple forms of damage to their car, they look like different incidents. I stay away from them. So one day I'm pulling out of Wawa, and this lady she has crashes and dents and all types of stuff in her car. And she like almost backs her like really raggedy car into my car. So I'm beeping thinking she didn't see me. And she saw me. She was like, so she has the nerve to like just start cursing. Like, she had like this bonnet on and she was like just doing her thing. She starts like cursing in her car. I wanted to be so angry. And I'm just like, I just couldn't engage. But I was so ready. So I'm just going to go ahead and seat this woman on the show. I said, I'll save her for Bro Talk and move on with my life. Cause I just couldn't. I'm like, sometimes it's not worth people dragging you down. She had crashes in the back and in the front and on the side. So she's like a menace to society, really. I'm just like, you just crash your car into people and things. It's like, don't even care. Like she needs to be seated and arrested, really.
I do have a seat. I actually have two seats. So my two seats, one is for allergy and sinus season as a whole. Because like, why is it so imperative that you wear me out year after year, season after season? Like, I just want to be able to smell in peace. I just want my eye to not do this little like trailing off thing where like it's red and like it's like but also to the allergy and sinus like medicine companies. I noticed that y'all are dialing back the meds because my body is fighting through them much more quickly. And to the point where I'm like mixing and taking like allergy cocktails. Y'all got to do something. I shouldn't have to take like 3 Allegras and a Benadryl.
I don't think we're supposed to be doing that either.
That sounds dangerous, man.
Let me tell you something. These allergies are, I mean these allergies are fighting. You hear me?
Oh, I never brought up Michael Jackson allegations to my understanding. I just said that I didn't like Michael Jackson that much.
Dylan, do you have a seat for this evening? Is everything going well in your world?
Dude, everything's going well. I got a seat or two. Charlemagne the God, I just watched his new show today, and I was really pumped up about it, and it was absolutely awful. I thought he had a real opportunity to hit the mainstream with this clever content, and it was just overboard and not that cool. And my other seat is the motherfucking vax, dog. I got that shit thinking I was safe out here and then caught COVID anyway. So don't get the vax. Your balls might swell up and you can still catch COVID and get mad sick.
The views and opinion of Dylan are not those of Bro Talk Live. You just want to put that out there. That is Dylan,
but you can still catch COVID.
we are fully vaxxed over here.
Vaxxed?
Same.
Would you say vaxxed
and waxed?
It's not as, it won't be as severe. That's basically all they're promising you.
Shit. I was on my ass for a week and a half.
We're wrapping up now. You guys have any really big shout out to Dylan for coming onto the show today, Real Life Dill. Some of you guys in the comments, I saw y'all was being nasty too. Don't think I'm gonna block y'all like how Andrew Caldwell does.
Block.
Dylan, we really appreciate you for doing the show today. Like this was great. Like it was very nerve-wracking, but it was great. Also, big shout out to Vance. I asked him to do it, and I forgot to get with my boy, but thank you for agreeing to do it. Everybody who watched, thank you guys. Jason, thank you for all your help with everything that we did do. This was a lot, and I never want to do it again. So the next time Jason is off, we won't have no show.
I really appreciate you guys bringing me on. I've been a big fan for a while, so it was dope. Also, follow me, Real Live Dill, and check my pod out. It's a therapy pod, views from the chair pod, bullshit like this, but we deep dive on some topics every once in a while. So appreciate it, guys.
Did you say?
Wait
a second. Did you say bullshit like this, but we do some real stuff?
Yeah, but bullshit and like white talk is like slang for like chatting with your boys.
I'm just kidding.
Also,
shout out to
all the rest of us on social media. Even though I don't really post like that, but I'm going to start. So follow me in anticipation.
I thank you guys for watching. We really do appreciate it. Views for the Chair Pod. And he actually does a Facebook Live today, Wednesdays at 6.
7-ish.
Yeah. Make sure you guys check that out. You can follow it. We're going to post it on the Bro Talk Live Instagram story tomorrow as well. Any other shout outs or anything? No. I want to give a major shout out to Dexter Stuckey. Dexter, I'm so proud of you. You did an amazing job.
For Dex, for Ty, for Bill, and for Dylan. This has been another edition of Bro Talk Live.
Ty, for Bill, for Dylan, for my boy Jason. We are going to thank you guys for watching today. This has been another amazing edition of Bro Talk Live, the best show on the internet in the late night, produced by us for us. We are out.
Isn't it for you by